We are back here on Carolina Women with our friend Amy Bowman, and we're talking about State Farm insurance, but I have a question for you.
Sure.
Summer is around the corner, and my kids are renting an RV going camping. And it's funny because our discussion the past couple of weeks has been around purchasing. What is there insurance for recreational vehicles? I would think that might be interesting to chat about.
So there's a lot of things that fall under the definition of a recreational vehicle. We can think of a motor home, we can think of a travel trailer, but it's also a dirt bike or a golf cart or
a boat.
You know, boats. And boats fall under a completely separate category of those recreational policies. They do, but they do have their own policies, okay? The most important thing with the boats, as we're getting geared up for the summertime, is just knowing in detail what we're looking for as far as policy coverages, okay? Some folks just want to have what we call liability coverage. Gosh, I've got people in the boat, we're going, just want to make sure everybody's covered if something happens to them or if I cause an accident.
Am I covering the boat entity? Am I covering the people in the boat? Am I covering other people around the boat?
You can do both of those.
Talk to us about that. Yes.
So you have liability under a boat policy, very similar to your auto liability coverage. You choose an amount that you want to carry. So should you be liable for an accident, any passengers that are not household residents, but let's just say we're friends on the boat going out together.
I hit a sandbar.
There you go.
Bump your head.
Welcome to Beaufort.
Yes.
That is an initiation of being a Beaufortonian.
Yes, it is.
Hitting a sandbar. But yes, the liability. But then you also have physical damage coverage to the hull, which is the actual structure of the boat, and the motor. Okay, so the motor and the boat and then the trailer all have separate coverages applied.
Is boat insurance required?
In some instances it is. So if you have a lien on the boat, in other words, you're making payments to a bank, you financed it, they will require that you carry insurance. If you are docking your boat at a marina, they may too require that you have at least liability coverage. Okay, so those are times. But as far as carrying boat insurance like we do car insurance, where that is an absolute mandate, boat insurance is not required in that same way.
What's really interesting is what I'm really hearing you say is that it's going to be important if you do purchase a recreational vehicle, and especially a boat, to come in, talk to a professional, and really know all of your options, because again, rather to be safe than sorry, don't you think?
Well, and not only that, you know, how is the boat going to be used? You know, is this boat being used personally? Is it being used professionally? That can also change the terms of the policy. So we just want to make sure we know, you know, what's the purpose of our boat? Are we a fishing guide, or are we just doing this, you know, as a recreation on the weekends?
And one of the other things that we were talking about is you were sharing that it is other kinds of vehicles, recreational vehicles, can be insured.
Oh yeah, so recreational vehicles is a very broad definition.
Is it like an electric bike?
An electric bike would be different.
Okay.
It is, you know, when you think of a recreational vehicle, think of something that is not a private passenger vehicle like a car or a truck. You're going to look at a golf cart, you're going to look at a dirt bike, you could look at a camping trailer, a motor home, dune buggies. All of those things fall under more of a recreational scope. You can still insure that electric bike, it would just be done on a different type of policy.
Oh, look at you, you're so funny. You're like, I can do that.
We can still do it. We can do it.
Well, I think with liability, and when we're talking about accidents, potential accidents, it really does make sense. One of the things that's great about talking to you is the spectrum of things that you actually cover at State Farm. What do you recommend people do? Come in, just chat about what they have and go from there?
Yep, so a lot of times the introduction to our policyholders is, you know, there's a specific need, whether it's an auto policy or a homeowner's policy, those are normally the most common introductions into the agency. But then having what we call an onboarding process, us getting back together, sitting down, getting to know one another, getting to know the team, and then diving a little deeper into what your needs are. That is the one benefit of insurance is it can be tailored individually. It's not a one size fits all.
You're amazing. It's always fun to talk with you. Stay with us, a lot more to come here on Carolina Women.